off in the Juvenile Turf Sprint.
Welcome to the Racing Dudes 2021 Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint Preview. I'm your host, Curtis Kalleward, a.k.a. Magic, and joining me now is one half of the dynamic duo that is the Racing Dudes, Mr. Jared Welch. Jared, big field of 12 here. We knew that was going to happen. A few European horses coming in that catching our attention, but of course all eyes go to Wesley Ward, who's won this race the last 2 years. It's only been held 3 years total, and he brings plenty of firepower to this one. Wesley Ward horses, is there one particular that you love more than the others?
Yeah, I mean, it really, there's no surprise kind of going into this. Averly Jane was the horse that I had my eyes on. Obviously, Twilight Gleaming, another one in here that's interesting for him. Both I like. I ultimately think Averly Jane's just a bit faster. You know, one time on turf, and it was very, very impressive. That was the last time out, and then boom, she shows up here. So I kind of ultimately stuck with my trend here, given that Wesley Ward's had so much success with these kind of horses coming into this race. And so I think Averly Jane is really the key here. And I think she's, all things go through her.
Well, she is a 5-2 favorite on the morning line, breaking from post 8. Jockey Tyler Gaffalione still looking for his first Breeders' Cup victory. Could be aboard there. But outside of the Wesley Ward horses, there's really a lot of options if you like long shots. At least you want a double-digit price here. So looking at the big field and all of the double-digit horses here, anybody that's a long shot really catch your eye that maybe they'll win, but definitely you want to use underneath in the exotics?
Definitely. So I am so close. And, we haven't published the guide yet. I'm on the fence. I'm so close to putting number 1, Twilight Jet, in the win spot. I just think this horse, finally kind of at a distance that suits him. And, that last race was just, if you want to go back and watch that race at Newmarket, that was a really impressive race off the pace, just kind of got to the lead and just kind of went home. And it was quite easy, really. And, this is an interesting horse because it's completely under the radar at 15-1. I think you're going to get some sort of pace in this race. We know that. I mean, this is a very hot pace every single year. So for whatever reason, if Averly Jane or some of these horses that I think are going to be on the lead just can't quite get there, I think Twilight Jet is going to be running late, and this horse is going to be a big price.
Do you see a horse going gate to wire in this race? That's kind of been the trend in the past, but with it being a sprint, there's going to be a lot of speed. Is that a case here as well?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be. This is it. This is speed to speed. I mean, in the 3 runnings of this race, no winner has ever seen another horse. I mean, let's just put it. They go to the lead, and that's it. So it definitely feels like that's what you're going to continue to see. That's why I did put Averly Jane on top. I think she's the fastest horse. I think she's going to go to the lead and not look back. But that's why I like Twilight Jet so much if this thing melts down a little bit. So I went from being like Averly Jane's a single to I don't think I can single her because I think there's too many horses that could win this thing if she just can't quite get there. So I think you go a little deeper here, but I do think the odds are that this is going to be a gate to wire type of win.
So based off of that, ticket structure-wise, this is the race that kicks off the late pick 5 on Friday's card. So you definitely want to get this race correct if you hope to hit that sequence. How deep do you feel like you need to go in this race to get through it, understanding that the way that we're looking at the dirt races, you're probably going to go pretty thin?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about your preference, and what kind of strategy you want to implement. If you want to try to take a swing against, say Echo Zulu in the next race, the Juvenile fillies, well, then maybe you go thinner here and you go deeper in that league to try to get, to try to really blow up the pool. And for me, I think you go. I mean, I would feel comfortable 5, like at least 4 or 5 deep here, because I could see Averly Jane, Twilight Jet, Armor, Twilight Gleaming, one-timer has been really good. So I think there's a lot of options here. I think if you gave me 4 horses, 4 deep, I think I could at least live with that.
Thank you for joining Jared and I to go through the 2021 Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint field. For previews of all 14 Breeders' Cup World Championship videos, head over to racenews.com. Before you leave, smash the like button on this, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss one of our shows.